Welcome back to DNA Reviews. So
Welcome
excited
back,
for today.
Welcome back.
Yes, welcome back. We're so excited today because Thor: Love and Thunder has finally come out. And this is like 2 months after Doctor Strange. And yes, so let me first, before we get into like the review and stuff, you can see the props that I have made for this movie. I made Stormbreaker, as you can see here. And
Talent.
We have Mjolnir. He can wield it. He wield Mjolnir.
I'm able to lift it.
It took me a couple of hours to make. Mjolnir took 10 hours. Stormbreaker took about 8 hours.
It's dedication, man.
Dedication, but as you can see, it's detailed, and I love it. I've always wanted to be a cosplayer like this and do things like this, so I'm excited that I finally got to have it done.
I envy your dedication. I don't think I could stand around for 10 hours to make an axe.
I make a prop. It's good.
Good job, though. I liked it. When you showed up at the theater, I was blown away. When you had Mjolnir, I was blown away.
And we took some pictures. We took some pictures at the theater here. Him trying to wield the Mjolnir, and we're having fun because I didn't get to have Stormbreaker yet because it took a little bit longer to make a Stormbreaker. But I had Mjolnir at the theater.
We should do a giveaway, man. We should do a 2,000 subscriber giveaway or something.
We should. That would be fun.
How to make this or something.
Subscribe if you want.
Yeah, the 2,000 subscriber gets directions on how to make this. I hope you recorded yourself or something.
Right? Something like that.
Something like that. Anyway.
All right. So now getting into the movie, I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed the movie. So what was your thoughts?
It was a great movie, man. Listen, I'm telling you right now, there was a part of me when I was going into the movie, was a little scared, man, because I was hearing from early reviews that it was really silly. And Taika Waititi's silly. I mean, all his movies are silly, but even with Ragnarok, which started out, because in the very first scene of Ragnarok, I was kind of like, I don't know if I'm gonna like this movie, but then it turned and I loved it. So I was afraid that he went extra silly on this one. It was silly, but not bad. And it was spaced. It wasn't continuous silliness to the point where I was like, all right, dude, this is a movie. Can we stop? It wasn't ridiculously silly. So there was moments of levity, but there was a lot of tension as well throughout the movie and dark scenes. So I loved the movie, man. I had a great time. I had a blast watching this movie.
I definitely thought the movie was very, very silly. Yeah. And I understand where the critics are coming from. And if it's like not your kind of movie where it's like this kind of, a lot of jokes, because when I compare it to Guardians of the Galaxy. I hated that movie. That movie was trash. I never liked the jokes in that movie. But when it comes to Taika Waititi, and Taika Waititi and Chris Hemsworth coming together, the jokes land. Yeah. So it is silly, but you have to just let your your mind of Marvel or whatever, just let it be silly.
Well, here's the thing. Chris Hemsworth sells it so well.
He sells it, yeah.
I mean, because he's almost like, when you're just so in love with yourself, right? Or you just think you're the greatest. It's almost silly to watch a person like that. So he just sells his amazingness so well with satire that you don't feel like it's over the top. Like, oh, this guy's overdoing it. Right. I feel like, this is how Thor has been throughout the movies, even though Taika Waititi leaned into it. Yeah. But even in Thor 1, Thor was smelling himself. Yeah. Like he was the man, right? Yeah. He was the greatest of all times, right? It's just that Taika Waititi leaned into it. Like he was like, oh, okay, I'm going to use that and all the way go with that. So for me, it continuous-wise, it felt right.
It felt right, and it landed for me. I enjoyed the jokes. I enjoyed the storyline. I loved Jane and Thor together now. I like how they came back, and it was a fun time. And people overthink. Apparently, I didn't even know about this. Apparently, people were like, "Oh," and there was this clip from the trailer where it was Thor and the Rock dude. Forgot his name. Korg. And Thor, and there's a space between him. So I think there's gonna be a cameo. And there was obviously no cameo. And so people were disappointed. I'm like, y'all gotta stop cameos.
Of what? Of who?
I don't even know. we gotta stop with these expectations of cameos. Like just because Spider-Man No Way Home came out, like were mad about Multiverse of Madness because Deadpool wasn't in it.
Yeah, can we just? Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up.
I gotta stop.
People gotta go into movies on the basis of the movie, and if you get a cameo, it's a nice little topping. But your expectations of we have to have these pop up. If that's what makes a movie good for you, yeah, you're not going to enjoy any movie.
Right.
Because what should make you enjoy a movie is the writing, the plot, the delivery of the movie. Did you have a good time? Cameos are just sprinkled in, man. That doesn't mean a cameo of someone showing up doesn't make the movie either better or worse. So I think that's a bad way to go into a movie.
I definitely agree. So I want to now get into what the critics and audience thought. Mm-hmm. This is also another picture from the theater with my Mjolnir. Okay, sorry. Next one. So let's see. The critics give it a 68 and the audience give it an 81%. Mm. That seems about right. Like it seems like this movie is like it depends on your taste.
Right.
If you're not into this like goofiness of Thor and you want him to go back to his really serious kind of films, then it's not for you.
Yeah.
But everyone was good. I can't even name like a.
I agree with this because I think a lot of the critics, when you're being a critic, you're coming in with certain things you're looking for, and you come in trying to criticize the movie. The audience is coming in to have a good time, right? Yeah. So the audience, what they're saying is, I had a great time. It was a blast. I laughed. I had a good time. It was fun. It made sense. Now, is there some logic issues in this? Lots of logic issues in this. And you know me. Yeah. I'm the first one to point out. Now, how does that work? I'm that guy. But even in this one, for me, even though there was a lot of that happening, I was like, I let it go because I was just having so much fun with the movie.
Yeah.
I just enjoyed the overall experience of it, and especially the kids, part with the kids. And everything that was happening, man. It was a blast. I loved it.
So let's talk about the storyline. So this Gorr guy comes and his daughter gets killed, and he no longer believes in the gods, and so he's like, I want to kill the gods.
Right.
And so Thor is trying to I didn't understand stop that. Sorry guys. Something is happening here. Okay. Thor is trying to stop him from killing all the gods. Right. And so how did you feel about the storyline? Did you feel like it was like too fast? It was too...
Yeah, I did feel... But see, I think what they did here, and this is one of the weak points of Marvel movies, except for Thanos. It's one of the weak points of Marvel movies is they focus a lot on the heroes, right? So in this movie, they were over-focusing on Jane and Thor and those characters. I did wish they did more with Gorr, the God Butcher, because the only time we saw him do something was, because we heard the stories. Hey, there's somebody out here killing gods. And it was a lot of stuff riveling through the universe with that. But there's only one god that we saw him kill, and that was the first one.
Right.
And then on the planet where, I forget her name, who she's Asgardian, she was fighting as well. She lost her arm. Gorr was there.
Sif. Yeah.
But yeah, so I wish they had shown more with Christian Bale, how he built up to where he was, how he was being overtaken by the sword and his pain. So yes, there was parts like that for me where it missed a beat, but they made up for it with just all the fun, the fun of the show. Yeah.
I agree that it was a little too fast. It was a 2-hour film, so it was already like, okay, 2 hours is a good time. Editing over that is just like, come on. So I personally think that if they could have redone it, I think they should have hinted Jane's sickness in Thor Ragnarok so that we could have already kind of had that established so that we can give more time to Gorr.
Yeah.
Because we needed more from him for sure. Because as you said, he only killed the one guy.
Yeah.
And the stakes weren't high enough for me in that sense.
Yeah.
And I feel like he was I don't know. That's not even really...
He was underused. I thought Gorr the God Butcher was underused and it was forced. So that would be the only critique from a movie point I would give it. Not a logical point. There's a lot of critiques there. But from a movie point, I would say Gorr was definitely underused. So it could have been... They could have given it another 2 hours and 15 minutes and give us more with Gorr.
Yeah. And my favorite part, that was our kind of least favorite part. I mean, yeah. And our favorite part, I think, was the kids for sure.
Oh man,
That was
listen.
awesome.
When I saw the kids, listen, man, I lost it. It
I know.
was so
It was
cool
so
to
cool.
watch that. Even though, again, it caused a logic issue, though, if you think about it, because if he could always do that,
Why did he do that for everybody?
Why does he do that for everyone? Right? Why don't you temporarily give powers when you're fighting? Why don't you temporarily give powers to the Guardians of the Galaxy? Why don't you give temporary powers when you're fighting Thanos?
But it was still fun. It was still fun.
So again, it was a logic issue. But you know what? Forget it. I didn't care. It was just so much fun watching.
Yeah.
The kids
Heimdall's son
going
was
crazy.
awesome.
Oh man, when he threw Stormbreaker back to him and he
Yeah.
caught it.
Stormbreaker. That was.
I got chills, man.
Yeah.
I got chills.
I
got chills.
that was
I
peak
tell you,
TV.
that's what I can watch the movie again. It's
Yeah.
so good. It's so good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I loved it. It's just a fun time. Forget about trying to connect everything together with all of the logic.
Like people are after Endgame. I feel like Endgame really ruined Marvel in a sense of, or ruined the Marvel fans' head. Like, oh, everyone needs to be in this movie. Everything needs to connect.
Yeah.
It's like just think of it as phase one, guys.
I agree. Because even when the Guardians of the Galaxy was going to be, I was a little concerned that this movie was going to be overloaded.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm glad they dispatched them really quick in the beginning. We saw them, so we know it was enough to let us know what Thor's been doing for the past X years, whatever it is.
Right.
He's been fighting with the Guardians. He lost his weight. It was a good build. Blah blah blah.
Yeah.
And then they left, and it was Thor's movie. It wasn't a Thor and Guardians movie.
I thought it was be
like
as Guardians
Civil
of
War,
the Galaxy.
right?
That's
Yeah,
what I
exactly.
thought.
No,
Yeah.
I'm glad they did that. 'Cause we don't need every movie to be just a team every time. To me, let's build up to the team, right? Let's build up the team. Give the people their own individual movies and do that. So I liked it.
Yeah. All right, now going on to, here. Let's read the critic rotten reviews and see if we disagree or agree.
Okay.
An initially promising MCU movie outing that can't effectively synthesize either of its source materials themes into something coherent or less affecting. A comedic Thor was necessary after the Dark World's failure, but it's time for another change of pace. So he's saying like he doesn't really like the comedy part of it.
Yeah. I
The
think
thing
it's
is,
good.
Thor is the only character that could really pull it off.
Yeah.
Star-Lord cannot pull off the comedy like Thor can.
Yeah, I think it's good for standalone movies. Now, when you pull him into another team up, which he will obviously be in at some point, yeah, we don't need to lean into that because then it would destroy the pacing of that movie. This movie, to me, needs to be what it is. It's lighthearted, it's fun, it's a good action thriller. I love it. Yeah.
And this reminds me of a TikTok that I saw about how before Phase 4, Marvel fans were like, let directors do their thing. Stop meddling in what the directors want. And then we get Eternals. Chloe Zhao, she literally did her style. We get Multiverse of Madness. Sam Raimi did his style.
Right.
And then we get this movie, and it's Taika Waititi. He did his style, and people are still complaining about those three movies, being like, "Why is it so different from the MCU?" Like, y'all, I will fight y'all.
Yeah.
Like, we're getting different genres now from Marvel.
Yeah, we need to do that. I mean, they've been doing that, and everything doesn't need to be connected. I think people from Phase 1, 2, and 3, because Kevin Feige had an end plan, where he knew he was going to get Thanos involved. So he was leaving hints of different movies at the end of a movie, right? You'd get your little scenes. Well, fans now, they're not content with the the end credit scene, right? They're like, end credit scene can't, before it was the end credit scene that was just enough to hint what was going to happen next.
Yeah.
Now, everybody just wants it to be in the movie. I want you to let me know what's next in this movie.
Mm-hmm.
No, we can't do that. Feige's got it, guys.
Just let it. This is
play out.
This is Phase 1 all over again, guys. Yeah. We're reintroducing characters. Right. We're getting ready for Phase 6. We're not even there yet.
We're not even there yet.
Phase 5 is, I don't even know what it's going to be about, but Phase 6 is obviously going to be the ending. So let it build up.
Let it build, guys. Let it build.
Okay, now moving on to some positive reviews that we will probably agree with. While it has too many familiar flourishing and jokes, the entertaining sequel is still a force of good, with enough visual ambition and heart in front of and behind the camera to stand on its own. I agree. The visuals were good. I think that the visuals were better than Multiverse of Madness. I didn't
Yeah.
feel like, ooh,
I was
this.
gonna ask you your opinion as a cinematographer about this. What's your cinematography opinion, Miss Graduate of school of media?
I graduated, guys. No, with this film, I think that the cinematography, the editing was well done. I didn't feel like I was taken out of the movie because, again, I compare it to Jurassic World. That movie I couldn't even stay in because of the editing and cinematography was so horrible.
Mm.
But with this movie, everything flowed well. People were in frame. Like it was done. It was done well. CGI was good. So there's nothing to worry about. No complaining. I don't want to hear any complaining.
Yeah, I enjoyed the visuals too. Nothing took me out as well. I'm not a professional like you are, but but you can tell sometimes when stuff is shot wrong or edited wrong. I mean, you don't have to go to film school to know when something is edited off. Side note, real quick though, speaking of editing, I don't know if you heard about this. There's a cut out there of Obi-Wan, the series. They took it, the 6 episodes. This guy recut it and made a
Yes.
2 hour and 15 movie.
No, I sent that to you.
Did you send it to me?
Yes, I sent that to you.
I haven't seen it. Did you watch it?
No. I sent you the TikTok.
Ah.
I haven't seen the movie because he doesn't know how to put it out. But he was like, yeah, I know how to. I set it up. I changed it around. I was like, this
There's
is
a
good.
link. We gotta go. I'll tell you where to find it. There's a link you're gonna go and you can watch the movie. And everybody says it's much better.
Yeah, I believe it.
Yeah.
Believe it because he was like, I took out a lot of like the pacing issues.
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
like,
All right.
yeah. Sorry, guys. We're back. We back. Okay. Well, hold on, guys. We're having a little bit of audio issues. What is happening here? Hello. Anyways, we're talking about.
Are we back now?
No, you.
It's just me, huh? All right. So anyway, I won't waste time with that, but that was great. So back to Thor though. Yeah, I definitely enjoyed everything I saw in the movie, and I encourage you to go watch it. If you've never seen another Thor movie, it doesn't matter. This thing stands on its own. Of course, it always helped if you saw other stuff before it, you get context. But this movie's a great movie, and I encourage everybody to go take a look at it. Highly anticipated, very well done movie. Lots of fun, lots of comedy, good action. So definitely go check it out.
I think I'm out, guys. I don't know what happened.
Technical difficulties on the mic. What's going on there?
We were doing great, but now we are. Something happened here. Of course. Okay, we're gonna move on. You're gonna move on to.
Yeah, I'll
start
take it.
Talking about the boys.
Oh, that's me, all me anyway. Put it over there. I'll take it. I'll take it from here for sure on the boys. All right. So okay, the boys. Season finale of the boys. Bullet points. We're gonna get a little in depth in this one, guys. It's gonna be like how we did it last week, where we got down on it and got into all of the nitty gritty of the boys. So I'm gonna jump into the the bullet point here. Let me see. I'll have Miss Alea here pull it up for me real quick, and we'll talk through the boys. All right. So looking at the boys, here we go, guys. So the big thing is one of the big things we have on the boys coming up in this last episode. First thing out the gate. All right. So we see Maeve in the cell. She's captured. We've known this for all season now. She's been captured. So they take Maeve out. They're gonna we gotta move Maeve because everybody's looking for her, and they've discovered that because of Starlight, she's being held somewhere. So it's like, all right, we've got to get Maeve out of here. We got to do something with her, and they decide to move her. So they're like, okay, we got to move Maeve. All right, cool. As they're trying to move Maeve out, of course, Maeve escapes. Now, this scene was kind of too quick for me, and we didn't see what happened inside the van. It was like bam, 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 and she escapes. So it was kind of like, okay, what's going on with Maeve? How did she get out that fast? But that's fine. So she gets away, and Maeve runs, and she goes looking for Starlight. The plan at this point, of course, is to still try to find Homelander. Maeve gets with Starlight. She's like, all right, we've got to go and get Homelander. So right here, it's a little rush for me. even though I completely enjoyed this, it was a little rushed. To me, this was almost like they should have broke this last episode into 2 episodes because everything was happening on a real fast pace. It was Maeve's get out, she's your Starlight, we got to get Homelander. So there's a lot of things going on here. You can't get back out? All right, so, okay. Well, I'm trying to see the thing over. I can't see it. And I can't.
The next thing, Starlight video goes viral.
Right, so Starlight's video goes viral. She's put it out. That's how the whole thing with Maeve happens. The third thing is happening now is okay, so all right, so we knew this was gonna happen. I told you this one before. This was gonna happen. Butcher, because he knows that the V24 is slowly killing Huey himself. He doesn't want Huey to die because Huey, of course, reminds him of his little brother. So I knew this was gonna happen. Butcher knocks out Huey, throws him in the closet, locks him up, and like takes off because him and Soldier Boy are gonna go kill. Him and Soldier Boy plan to go kill Homelander. So right now we have both these guys going. So of course, at this time, Soldier Boy is having concerns. He's thinking, well, look, Homelander is my son. Should I go kill him? Butcher's like, look, you made a promise. You're going to do it. And he's not your son. Vought raised him. Now, this is a good plot point. They've been setting it up all season long. We didn't see this coming. And, of course, they're going to move to go kill Homelander. And all of us, of course, want Homelander to die. So the thought here is let's go do this. They drive off to go do it.
Hello,
of course,
I think I'm back.
Are you back?
Yes. Okay.
All right, so Mother's Milk at this point. You back? You back?
Yes, I'm back. We're going to take Stormbreaker away because we're done with Thor. I'm so sorry about the technical difficulties, guys.
All right, so we needed our fearless leader to run it through because I was off top of my head there.
Here we go. Okay.
All right. So anyway, we're talking about the boys, right?
Yes.
All right, so we're at the point now. We're talking while you were fixing everything there, where Butcher and Soldier Boy are heading out to go kill Homelander. They leave Huey in the closet. They lock him up and like, hey, we got to go deal with him, and he doesn't want Huey to get killed.
Yeah.
So it's kind of funny because Starlight at this point meets with Huey, finds him, lets him out the closet, and she says to him, "Did Butcher tell you about the V24?"
Yeah.
He's like, "No. What do you mean? It's gonna kill you if you take it some more." So now Starlight, in her mind, Starlight's like, that bum. He should have told you what's gonna happen because he's gonna kill you.
Mm-hmm.
Huey is like, no, he saved my life.
He saved my life. It's like, all right, dude. All right. He saved my life.
Two total perspectives.
Yeah. But hey, it's kind of how it is because
it is.
Huey knows himself. Huey would have been like, no, let me take it with you.
Right.
It's okay.
Right. So he just said he saved my life, and it's moving on from that point, which was a big scene. I thought it kind of showed the dynamics of how Huey now really respects Butcher. In that conversation from that point, they're meeting with Mother's Milk and Yukimo and Frenchie, and of course Maeve is there, and they're all talking about, hey, we've got to get Homelander and whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, Soldier Boy, because whatever it takes, we got to get him. And if Butcher gets killed, he gets killed. And Huey's like, no, we've got to save everyone, even if they don't deserve it, and especially if they don't get deserved it, which is a great line, by the way.
Is it? Okay,
it
go
is.
ahead.
No, it is a great line, except for Homelander. But
yeah,
it's a great line because even though Butcher is consumed with hate, which is what drives Butcher, he is consumed with the fact that this guy caused these problems with his wife and the path that he's lost his love. He is consumed with him. It doesn't matter what it takes. Butcher is going to move forward and do what he's got to do to get Homelander at any cost. So Huey understands that because Huey lost his girlfriend.
right.
Because of these guys, right? So anyway, that's where that leaves off until we move to the next scene. So that was a big thing to look at as well.
So we're at Homelander kills Black Noir.
Man, that was crazy, wasn't it?
Yeah, I feel so bad for Black Noir. I can't believe he really thought that he could. Okay, let's unpack that.
Yeah.
The fact that Black Noir was like, yeah, I could trust this guy. And you already knew the information that this was Homelander's son. So why would you even risk that? And like, okay, you knew at some point that he would find out, and then he does, and then what? You thought he was gonna be like, oh, it's okay.
Yeah. It was a bad call for Black Noir.
It was a bad call.
It was a bad call.
No.
But see, he got the courage up from his cartoon friend to go kill Soldier Boy. He had to go kill him. Now I don't know why he think he could kill him. You know he's indestructible. But he figured, hey, with Homelander's help, I could. And he probably could have with Homelander's help.
Yeah.
But Homelander is so hurt from the fact that, you know, he grew up in a room by himself. No parents, no mom, no dad, right? And his whole drive, of course,
his family
is to have a family. He's Vin Diesel, family. So he wants a family, man. And you heard him say it. The only person he thought it was his family was Black Noir, right?
Right.
Everybody else, he told him straight up, "You ain't my family.
Y'all are trash.
Y'all are trash."
Yeah.
The only person here was worth his salt was Black Noir. So he was hurt, man. That Black Noir didn't tell him that Soldier Boy was his dad.
Right.
He was hurt,
and he just like what was it? He cut him in half or something. No,
he shoved his hand into him, pull out his guts,
pull
his guts out of him, and killed him. A lot of people are upset about that. I was watching a John Campia show, and there's people writing in, and there were people that were mad.
I was mad too. Okay, let's stop there again. I was mad too.
Why were you mad?
Because Dad, I was so sad because I knew once Black Noir was like, yes, I was like, I had to pause the show.
You know he was going to get killed at that point.
No, I had to pause the show because I was like, Homelander, just think. Wait, please.
Homelander don't think.
I wanted to know more about Black Noir, and I thought at some point, I don't know, he would like unmask himself or like talk to us or blah,
he can't talk.
Not talk
He's
to
brain
us.
dead.
I don't know, but I was definitely sad about that because Black Noir did nothing wrong. So I was very mad about that.
Yeah, people are mad about it because of how quick he got killed. It was unceremonious, right? He just got killed. There was no big splash to it. But I think, the quietness of it actually was effective because you didn't see it coming.
I didn't see it
You
coming.
were expecting a big battle because when he came back and you were thinking, oh man, they're going to team up and it's going to be a big fight between Butcher, Soldier Boy. It's going to make a tag team match thing. But no, the way they did it was unexpected and he was going to die anyway, right? So why not have Homelander kill him? And it wasn't satisfying. I didn't want Black Noir to die either that way. I would have preferred it would have been in a battle scene with Soldier Boy as well.
Yeah.
But the writers figured, hey, man, there's a lot to unpack in this one episode. Yeah. I mean, there's a lot has to be done in this one episode. So that's why I said in the beginning, to me, this should have broke out into episode 8 and 9 because there was a lot. Sure. There was a lot of rush stuff happening in this episode.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
The next point is Homelander is really hurt and puts everyone in line.
Yeah, he sure was hurt, wasn't he? He was hurt because he had to kill Black Noir.
Yeah. Did he have to kill Black Noir, or could he just? I feel like he could have just talked to him. Black Noir would have stayed in line, Dad.
He would have, but it's Homelander. He's a psychopath.
Exactly.
He's a psychopath.
He could have just talked to him, and be like, "Hey, don't do it again."
He's a psychopath. So he did what you expect Homelander to do, but it hurt him though. Yeah. It hurt him when Black Noir ran away that first time.
Yeah.
You saw it.
He's like,
he was clutching his pearls.
He was sleeping. So, and he was still hurt again that he had to kill Noir.
He was hurt.
I had to kill Noir,
which is why he went and put everybody in line. He said, and it was crazy how he did it too, because he sat down. He looked at what's the name, the CEO girl. I never remember her name every episode. Anyway, he looked at. Take
your wig off.
Take your wig off. She's like, what? And she's gonna try to pretend.
As if I
can't see through stuff. I should have killed you for that.
I should have killed you for you. Like, what?
I should have killed you for the fact that I can't see it. Come on. So she's like, what are you talking about? He's like, take it off. Take off her wig. She's been pulling her hair out.
She is stressed.
She's stressed.
Yeah.
Tell the Deep, you ain't nothing to me, and this is what I want you to do.
Yeah.
Tell A-Train, you ain't nothing to me, and here's things I need you to do and stay in line.
Yeah.
Homeland is done.
Yeah.
I'm not even going to entertain y'all anymore. I'm not even going to try to pretend we working together. Here's what I'm giving orders. Go do it and don't mess up.
Right.
He told A-Train, get in line. You kill one of your own. We're done with all this nice nonsense. Here's what you're going to be doing from now on. Straight up, he's done. I'm hurt. I had to kill my best friend, and I'm left with you bums.
You did that, though.
That's
But
it.
yeah,
That's it. So anyway, what's the next
The next point, I forgot to show you. I should be showing y'all. The next point is Homelander and Butcher fight Soldier Boy.
Yeah, so,
Okay.
yeah.
Let me make sure the next. Okay, yeah. Homelander and Butcher fight Soldier Boy. Okay. I've never been more mad in my whole life.
Why? Why are you mad?
I never wanted Butcher to kill a kid in my whole life. Okay. You mess up the whole operation. This little child was, first of all, he switched up. Oh, last season I'm with Butcher, now I'm with Homelander.
Well,
choose. No, Dad, I have so much to rant about because of this child. Okay. So it was supposed to be a tag team between Soldier Boy and Butcher, and you're supposed to be getting Homelander. Why is Butcher trying to be like, oh, I care about kids now, let me kill Soldier Boy? That is not the objective.
Yes, but he's a kid.
I don't, Dad.
Spend some time with him.
Nah.
He got feelings for him. It's his wife's son.
There's a point where you gotta make sacrifices. It's Homelander.
I can't.
Yeah, Dad, honestly, this is the only time.
Man.
I'm sorry, I'm cold.
I gotta clutch my pearls.
I'm cold. But Dad, there's a point where you are risking the world, and you're gonna fight Soldier. I was so mad when he switched up. I was like, what are you doing? The objective is Homelander.
Right.
We gotta get this guy, and this is our only chance. Then, okay, Maeve. Sorry, there's so much I have to talk about. Maeve. Yeah, that's our next point. So keep going.
Okay, so leading up to this point, and I'm gonna take your point here. Leading up to it, of course, they come to confront Homelander. Soldier Boy's there. This part was cold. Soldier Boy and Butcher show up, and they confronting Homelander like, yeah, this is it, bruh. This is your time.
Yeah.
Homelander brings out Ryan. That's his name. The kid.
What?
He pulls Ryan out. He brings him out. It's like, I've always wanted a family. And it was good just to see you, Dad. And here's your grandson, Ryan. Okay, so now this is a tender moment.
Yeah.
Tender love.
This is your grandson.
Okay, tender moment. Yo.
Soldier Boy.
He
was like, I should have been here.
Soldier Boy says, damn. I'm paraphrasing. Soldier Boy was like, damn. I'm really pissed off that I didn't raise you. Because if I had raised you, you wouldn't have been you wouldn't have been so soft.
So soft.
He's like, I can't believe how soft you are. Look how pathetic you are.
I'm like, oh my God.
Dude, when he said that, I was like, yo, he's just trying to.
I was worried. The thing is, I was worried that Soldier Boy was gonna switch up, but when he said that, I was like, yes, okay, here we go.
There we go.
Homelander.
There we go.
And then Soldier Boy hurts the little kid, and Butcher wants to be like, ooh, kids. We got it.
But Soldier Boy had to hurt him though because the kid pushed Soldier Boy down, and Soldier Boy, knocked him out of the way. And here's the thing, though: Soldier Boy's blast may or may not have killed Ryan because it really just takes the power out of you if you're a superhero.
Yeah.
Right. So I don't know why Butcher just didn't let him do what he's doing, but he's thinking the kid's gonna get killed, and he knocks him out. So yes, for me, I hate that twist, but it had to happen because we got season 4 coming.
So now, before we even get to the rest of it, like Starlight and whatever they show up.
Yeah.
To try to save them. And Starlight was cool. I liked how Huey decided to not take the V. He just turned up the lights. And we see now that Starlight's strong. Like, she's really strong. Like, maybe she can do a lot more than she thought. I don't know.
I didn't like it because here's the thing. She's strong. Can you hurry up with this? Because it's taking her forever to power up. If I'm a villain,
you're done.
I'm looking at her like, dude, it's taking you a good 2 minutes to power up. Why would I watch you power up?
Dad, it was just a moment.
Nah, I didn't like it.
I
didn't like
Starlight.
it. I'm not saying Starlight. I didn't like the fact that it should have just been that he turned all the stuff up and she just powered up. The fact that she has to charge up, I'm like, okay, well, in real life, I'm just gonna pop.
They were watching. They were mesmerized.
Whatever.
I liked her superpower. She can fly now, maybe.
Whatever.
So that's gonna be developed.
Strap a battery on her or something.
Wow. Kimiko is amazing as usual.
As
she has
usual.
her powers back.
Man, she was wrecking shop when she was trying to help Frenchie. She was taking him out. Don't mess with her. If she I would have loved to see her and Black Noir go at it.
Yeah, that would have been
Sword
cool.
to sword.
Yeah.
I think the boys missed an opportunity there.
Yeah.
To have Yumiko and Black Noir
fighting,
go together point to point with swords and just watch a badass sword fight.
Yeah, that would have been good.
Yeah.
So now going on to the next point, which let me calm down for a second. Maeve sacrifices herself. So let's unpack my anger for that. You the only one that is able to solo Homelander, make him bleed.
Yeah.
And you gonna sacrifice yourself?
Well, she didn't want Starlight to die because Soldier Boy was charging up, and she was thinking that all these fools are gonna get killed. So she sacrificed herself. But let's rewind it a little bit though. When did Maeve have the ability to go toe to toe with Homelander?
I think that she just never
never tried
had the opportunity or wanted to try because she knew that probably, or maybe she didn't even know.
Yeah.
Maybe her anger built up. But you saw how she was taking him down. I would have been like, yeah, somebody else got to sacrifice him.
It was cool.
Obviously.
It was cool to watch it because at first Homelander was like, "Look, Maeve, like a gnat, like look, I ain't got time for this. Back up."
Yeah.
Until she put hands on him.
Yeah.
And she was putting some hands on him, and he was like, "All right,
oh,
okay, all right, I gotta hit you now." It was good. It was a good fight scene. I love seeing it. It was good.
It was very great, and I'm mad that she sacrificed herself.
Yeah.
I don't care about Starlight. I don't care. It's the objective. We need to stay focused on the objective. I can solo him, make him bleed on my own. Somebody else needs to sacrifice. Somebody come in and go out the window.
Yeah.
Okay, next one. Maeve takes on Homelander. Oh yeah, we saw that. Okay. Victoria Newman for VP. Yeah, for vice president.
Yeah, that's crazy. So one of the questions I had during the show was, who is it that the Deep killed? Who's this guy that Deep killed? Well, they answered it. It was the guy who was running for. He was on the ticket for vice president. So the Deep killed him. See, this is a whole plot. Homelander sent the Deep to kill him. So she's gonna be vice president, which is now one heartbeat away from presidency. So my thought here is, somehow the president's gonna get killed next season, and she's gonna be president. And now Homelander will have control of the presidency from behind the scenes.
Oh,
that's my theory.
He's crazy.
That's my theory. That's my theory right there.
Yeah. I thought she was supposed to be a good guy, but she's a bad guy now.
Nope.
And
she's out for herself.
Well, once we get to the end, I'll talk about my theories there. Hold on. I have to fix this. Hold on a second. And we're back. Okay. So I need to talk about the ending now because that's where we're going.
Yeah.
Which is really sad. This whole season, people have been like, "Oh, too far this, too far that." This was my too far.
Which one? What happened?
The very ending when when the people in yellow were yelling at them and he killed them in front of everybody. That was my too far because it was too real. It was too real because that's exactly what would happen in real life.
Yep.
If we had superheroes.
Yeah.
I was like, wow, this is exactly how it would go down. And it made me just so sad because I was like, this was my too far.
Yeah, because the stepdad was there, right?
Yeah.
When the person threw whatever he threw at Ryan. And Homelander just
killed him.
And the stepdad was the one who started the
Yeah, everyone was cheering, and I was like, "Whoa, man! This reminds me of back in the day during like World War I, World War II, when they had like the comic book propaganda stuff where you would like learn about the war through comics. And now I'm like thinking about how like this show is talking about what's happening in real life.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And just showing y'all like, yo, we need to relax and we need to like really think because man.
One of the great things the Boys does, even though it's fictional, it takes from what's happening around us, right? You can see the political satire when you watch The Boys. I mean, the crowd, this again, we had a pandemic and we have people said it's not happening. There's people saying it is happening, even though people died in front of him, right? So it's just show the division in thought processes about anything. Well, that's what this show is kind of showing. Is like, even though we have a common problem as Americans, we don't, because I want to win my argument and you want to win your argument, we're not going to try to pretend to agree. We're just going to do what we do. And that's what this show is great about. That's what it's showing. It kind of shows the politics of America and what probably could happen if you would think, this is not true. No, it could. This is how people act.
It would.
You can give people information and they'll take one side or the other, and it could be good or bad, whatever it is. So yeah,
it made me sad, and it now wants me to theorize about season 4, and now Homelander's just killing people, and it's like, okay.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking about how like Starlighters, I don't even know what the names, like the proper names are, so I'm just calling them Starlighters.
They're Starlighters, yeah.
Are they gonna put on Homelander merch just to survive? Like, that's what I would do. I would just be like, let me put on the Homelander merch because I don't want to die today. Let me go out and be like, Homelander.
There's gonna be some ramifications next season, obviously, because you just can't laser somebody's head off.
But he did, and people were.
But the people there were doing that, but they're not the authorities. What are the authorities gonna do?
The thing is, what authority is there? Because if she's vice president now, she becomes president, she can be like, oh, I what's his name?
Yeah,
what's the words? Pardon you.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. The only way next season they have to address it next season.
Oh, for sure. That's gonna be the first.
The first episode. They have to address it. They just can't do that, and then next season everything's fine. Because then we're gonna be like, wait a minute, no.
Yeah.
The whole purpose of all these seasons was covering up Homelander's misdeeds.
Yeah.
If you just show his misdeeds now, then not all of America is going to be on board. So they have to address it somehow,
some way.
But what do you think about after he did that? Ryan gave this little smirk.
I almost killed Ryan through the TV. Dad, I'm done. Oh, literally, it was the same shot for shot. Season 2, you were like all Butcher, and now you're Homelander after talking to your dad for a day. talking to your dad for a day, and he's all like, "Oh, I'm happy now."
He's like, "I thought you were mad at me."
I would fight the child. I will, Dad. I would have fought him. There's no way it wouldn't have went down this way. If I was Butcher, everyone would be like, "Ooh, Leia, you're a little too evil." But I don't care. The guy's look at Homelander. He's dead. Sorry. Okay, I'm okay.
You okay?
I'm mad. This show gets me heated because it's real.
That's a good show.
It's different from other villains because usually I'm a villain nerd. Usually I'm dark sider, dark side, whatever, blah blah, because it's fun. But this is too real now.
Yeah.
So it's like
Homelander's gotta go. Listen, I haven't been this upset about a villain since Joffrey.
Oh, really?
I couldn't wait for Joffrey to die. Yeah. And I'm like there with Homelander.
I'm ready for him to go.
I'm so ready for him to go. But he makes it fun, so he's not gonna go for a while.
Now that this is the season finale, what is your rating for the entire show?
For the entire season, I give it an 8.5 for the entire season. I give this episode a 7.5 because I still feel it was kind of rushed.
It was rushed because thinking of episode 6, I was like, this is really good. Episode 7 was really well done. But it should have been
7 was a
9.
So this season ending could have been a little better for me. The Maeve thing was too fast. It was compact. But yeah. So
I give this episode an 8, and I give the season a 9.
Okay.
This season was the best season out of all of them for sure.
Yeah, I could be swayed. To a 9.
Yeah, 9 was good. All right, now we are moving on to Terminal List.
Yeah, this is a good one.
Originally I'm so over Chris Pratt. Wow, he has way too many projects. I'm like a little bit over it. He's in everything. And so I didn't really want to watch the show because I'm not really a Chris Pratter, but I am the guy from Battlefield. I am a supporter of him. I'll always be, Battleship. That's what it is. Battleship. I'll always support you from 2013. So I was like, okay, let me watch the show. And let me go to the big screen. Look at me right now. Don't end up on my list. Don't end up on my list.
I'm trying to find his name real quick because you love this guy.
I know I need to put up like a cast list because this show was top notch. I really loved how
Taylor
it started.
Taylor Kitsch.
Oh, Taylor Kitsch. Yeah. Simply. So, okay, the way the show started, the first episode, I wasn't really on board because I was like, oh, it's another like military movie, blah, blah, blah. I don't care. Oh, he's a lone survivor. He's mad at everybody. Like, I got that already from the beginning, and I wasn't really invested. And I was like, okay, blah, blah, blah. And then he killed his mom, and then they killed the mom and daughter. I was like, don't end up on my list. I was like, yeah. And the thing is too about this show, when that first episode ended, I was like, let me find out it's an inside job. Everybody dying. And it was.
Yeah, this show, this show at the beginning, what I liked about this show, the way it started was kind of like, is this really happening or is this happening in his head? And then right? And then it was like, okay, so because they did great with the editing on it, right? It was like you know, for instance, the beginning where he thought where the guy in green tripped the bomb, and it was like, oh, it's the other team that tripped the bomb.
Yeah.
But then he remembered it was one of his teammates tripped the bomb. So from that point, I was like, okay, is this happening for real? Or is this going to be happening in his head mixed with reality? Mm-hmm. What is happening for real? But it's just that his memory's messed up and you find out why because
he has a brain tumor.
He has a tumor, right.
Yeah, so just to let y'all know, this show is, all episodes were dropped at once on June 30th. So it's been out for 2 weeks now. So we're going into spoilers because it's been out for a while. This is a really good show. Definitely a watch to binge watch. And yeah, I really loved how each episode was like was somebody was dying. Yeah. And the kill scenes were good. Like my favorite, it was just a really good show. My favorite episode is the one where he's on the run in the woods. That was my favorite. That was my favorite episode because seeing how he was still tactical, it doesn't matter that he had a tumor. It showed that he was like the best SEAL or best whatever he is.
He's SEAL. He's Navy SEAL.
SEAL in the Navy. Whatever. But yeah, what else were you gonna say?
I love the fact how all the kill scenes were good. I like how we set traps for everybody, how we deduce who was who. It was set up really well. The big bad at the end. There was a point. I will tell you what though. The ambassador, Secretary of Defense, I think she is Secretary of Defense. I loved how they did her story. Jean Tripleharden, she was Secretary of Defense. Mm-hmm. So I love how they did her story because there was a point when I was watching her and I was like, is she a bad guy or a good guy? Now in the first episode, I said, she's involved. And the only reason why I said that, I told it to mom when I was watching, I said, she's involved. You know why I said it? Because almost in every movie you watch,
it's always the person
you can always tell, right? Because you see, when you see the first episode of most shows, the bad guy's in it. Especially in the mystery ones, you just don't know who the bad guy is yet. There's going to be some twist. So in the first episode, I was like, she's involved.
Right.
But then as I watched 2 and 3, I was like, well, damn, she was so cool. I was like,
she wasn't involved.
She's not involved. But then it was coming back to where she could be involved. Well, maybe she's not involved.
Yeah.
And then even to the very last episode when she's talking to the reporter, Candace Wu.
Oh, yeah.
When she's talking to the reporter, part of me was like, I kind of believe what she's saying. Like, she's not involved. But she's somewhat involved, but she didn't plan to be involved. And they tricked. It wasn't until the very last, up to the moment when she got jumped, I got caught by Candace with some questions. Then I realized, damn, she is involved.
She's involved. I know, yeah, because I was like, wait, I was like, what is the story?
What is the story? Which one is true?
They did well with the confusion, but not confusing us too much to the point where I wanted to turn it off.
Right.
But it was still like, I need to, it was like the story was being unveiled very slowly.
Very slowly. And I was like, I don't know what's happening. And you know what? It is because I'm a hardcore TV person. It's hard to catch me off guard.
Right.
That's why I love it when they do catch me off guard. Because then it's like, oh, damn. This was a damn good show.
Yeah, it was good writing for sure.
It was really good writing.
And good action put together. And just to say that, there does not need to be a season 2 with a different seal.
No. This is a wrap. There's no need to do a season 2. It's a wrap. It's good. It's a self-contained story. It's a beautiful story. It's based on a novel.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so it's good. I don't
I
need to
feel
say
like
anything else.
when something's good, they're like, "Oh, let's do it a billion more times." No, it's good. Like, let it be good.
Yeah, it was
you
good by
know?
itself. I'm happy with it for sure.
The Taylor or Ben Edwards, the him saying brother, I almost fought him every time he saw brother. I was like, okay, we get it. You're like friends or whatever. Okay. But anyways, his thing, I was like, don't let him be inside job too. I
Yeah.
was like, it can't be him too. And then it was at the end.
Yeah, I didn't like that.
Yeah.
I would have preferred, because to me that was cliche-ish.
It was cliche. It was cliche.
Yeah, because they always do that in everything where the best friend is involved.
Yeah.
The difference here though, what I like what he did was he didn't really know about the wife and the daughter.
Yeah.
And that's what pushed him to the other side. Before that, he was like, well, shoot, I'll just take the money and whatever happens, because they're going to die anyway, which is logical and what people probably would do, right? But then when they killed the wife, he was like, that's too much. So even though I'm not going to tell him I'm involved, I'm going to make sure he gets revenge on everyone. So that's real life. That's what people will do. You're not going to admit to someone, you would hope that someone has the character to say, oh, damn, dude, check it out. I too was involved. But most people would not. They would say, yeah, we got to go kill everybody except me.
And then he found out, he was like, finish your list.
Yeah, but I didn't like that though, because again, that just falls into the cliche of the best friend being involved. I didn't.
Yeah, that was the only thing that felt cliche, but everything else was.
Everything else was good, and that ending one, I wish I just left it where his friend helped him. It was it.
I know, right?
Or maybe he got killed or something.
Yeah,
and that could have been it. But I didn't like how they did that part. Yeah.
The crazy kill was the guts being pulled out. Oh my gosh.
I've never seen anything like that in a TV or a movie.
I've never seen
unless it was a horror movie. But in an action movie, because he was like, because his I don't know what a guy was to him, friend of the family, whatever, when they were in Mexico, he was like, look, we can catch them on the way out. We have snipers. We can kill them. Mm-hmm. Chris Pratt was like, nah, bruh. He's like, nah. He's like, that's too impersonal. This person killed my wife and my daughter. I'm burning the universe down like Gorr the God Butcher.
Yeah, he really killed everybody. He did not.
Everybody dies
on that list.
I'm taking everybody out. He wanted that personal feel. He wanted the guy to know, I killed you. He didn't want him to drive on to get a bullet and he just thought, he died. He wanted to understand, I want you to know when you in hell, burning in hell, I want you to be thinking about that I'm the one that sent you to hell. I don't want you to be just in hell I don't want you to be hell like, damn, how'd I get here? Oh, somebody must have shot me. No, I'm the somebody that shot you.
No,
he wanted him to know.
That's really how this show got me, because I was like, why'd you have to kill the mom and the daughter?
It's crazy.
And the daughter? Let's lock her up or
they
something.
did that to make it look like a murder-suicide. He killed them, and then he killed himself.
No.
Which to me, logic problem is, okay, so I killed my wife and my daughter, and I drove to get an MRI, and then I shot them, and then shot myself.
That part of it was weird for me too. I was like, that episode kind of confused me.
What they should have done was, when he killed a wife and daughter, when he got home, then you grab him and kill him. If I'm a cop, how would I equate that? That makes no sense.
I know, but the cops were in on it.
That's true. The cops were in on it.
So they were like, yeah.
Yeah, the cops were in on it. So no, it was good. But when he tore his guts out, his intestines.
Yeah, and hung him up.
And says,
walk.
Mom was like, what?
Walk. That's messed up.
Yeah, Maya loved it too. She loved that part. She was screaming at the house, what? You gotta watch Terminal List, man. If you haven't seen it, we spoiled it for you, but you gotta watch it.
Let's see. What else do we have here? Hold on.
Let's see what the critics are talking about.
Hold on, let's get this out of the way. So the critics didn't like it.
The critics did not like this.
I don't understand, because I could see why the critics don't like it, but what did you not like about it?
I don't know. It's a TV show, it's not a movie. It's a TV show. As a movie, I could see why they didn't like it, but as a movie, I could see why you wouldn't like it somewhat, because it's not a movie format. Because it's not a movie.
It's a TV show. So from a TV show format, it's a good show. Like, I couldn't say anything bad about it.
Nah, they were wrong on this one, big time.
So let's see what the Rotten reviews have to say. Not completely horrible or unwatchable, but a series that is hard to recommend to everyone. If you enjoy action, drama, and Chris Pratt, though, this is for you. And I would have worked and it would have worked much better as a movie. You're thinking of John Wick, where, yes, okay, like John Wick 1 worked. John Wick 2 was not great. John Wick 3 was just too much guns. Okay, so John Wick 1 worked. But this was long form, and I enjoyed it. And I don't even like Chris Pratt like that.
Yeah, I enjoyed it too. I think the way they unpacked it slowly worked for this. If this was a movie, you don't have to cut a lot of stuff out, and then you don't have to start filling in the blanks in your brain.
Yourself.
Here, they let us know what happened, what's going on, and how it's playing out. I think this person's wrong.
And yeah, with the long form, it helped me care about the characters more as well.
Yep.
So let's get a fresh review. Cleanse our palates. Pratt carries the terminal list with a surprising amount of depth and touching resonance on top of the high-octane action scenes. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, it was, and what was good about this was it wasn't just pure shoot 'em up, even though I love shoot 'em up.
Right.
But this wasn't just pure shoot 'em up. This had a good story to it, and a good reasoning behind it. And something that's actually plausible that someone would test it out. If I was testing a drug on someone, I wouldn't test it on the entire unit.
Yeah.
I would spread it across units.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. So got cancer, you got cancer. Done.
Yeah. Oh, what? Everybody in this platoon got cancer? Maybe something wrong with the base. Right? But the
all
whole
14
group,
in one group?
Yeah, you gotta kill everybody, right? Yeah. Because it's gonna get back to us. So there was a good premise on it. It's plausible in some ways. And yeah, I agree that it played out really well.
Okay. Oh wait. Okay. So what is your rating for this show?
I give it an 8 out of 10.
Why an 8? What's the 2 off?
It wasn't perfect. There was some logic issues.
I don't even know what was off. It's 10 on 10.
10 out of 10.
It's 10 on 10. I don't know.
Throwing out 10s like candy.
I can't. Okay, let me try to think of something that was wrong. Nothing. I can't think of anything that was wrong.
The cliche with the best friend.
Okay. A 9.8. A 9.8.
All right.
9.8. Okay. Now moving on to, I think, Loot.
Loot. Did you get a chance to watch this?
I did. So the show's still going.
Yeah.
They only have 5 episodes out right now.
Right.
And I was able to watch it while I made I just want to show it again. While I was making Stormbreaker. Okay. And the show was good. Like, it's a fun time. It's like a nice little comedy. So the show is, let's read this. After discovering her husband's betrayal of 20 years, billionaire Molly Novak spirals into a tabloid-fueled, self-destructive spiral. To her surprise, a charitable foundation offers to help Molly get back on track.
So you know what the overall premise this is based on?
No.
Jeff Bezos.
Okay, that's what okay. Is that really what happened to her? She was going on spiral and stuff?
No. The rest of it is fake.
Okay.
The billionaire part is just the top part. Sometimes you take an idea from something, you make a whole story out of it, but the story has nothing to do with the top idea. The top idea is just Jeff Bezos.
I was like, is it Jeff Bezos or is it Bill Gates because they also got a divorce?
No, it was Jeff Bezos because he was having this affair, blah, 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 blah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. And then, of course, at the time, I don't know about now, but at the time, his wife became the richest person. No, the second. She was behind the Queen Elizabeth. But she was the second richest woman in the world because of the divorce from Jeff Bezos. Like, her money is long. I don't know what she is now, but she's up there. So that's what this is. It did the same thing.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
No, I really like this premise. I never watched the trailer or knew anything about it. So when I was watching the first episode, I was really worried it was gonna be like, oh, he gets a divorce, he takes all the money, and she's like having to
she had to start over.
I thought she was gonna have to start over, and that my mind was like that she was gonna start stealing stuff, and I was gonna be like, no, I don't want it. I don't want that. I don't want to watch that. I'm bored.
No, she got all the money.
But she got her money.
$87 billion.
Yeah, and I'm spending it everywhere. I don't care. Blah, blah, blah. I want all my clothes, my shoes, my resort.
What do you think about the show?
I thought it was fine. Like, it's fine.
What do you think about the developing will they, won't they? I know you love a will they, won't they.
I do.
I couldn't wait to ask you about this. What do you think about the will they, won't they? I'll tell you my feelings, but what's your thoughts?
I don't know. It doesn't work for me.
It doesn't work for you?
It doesn't work for me because when I first saw the guy, I don't think they set him up right.
Yeah.
Because when I first met the guy, I thought he was just gonna be like the quirky friend or like he was gonna be a side character.
Right.
They did not set him up right when I first met him.
Right.
And so, like episode 4, when I think they were at the art thing.
Yeah.
And then I was like, wait, is this supposed to be the love interest?
Yeah,
Like,
the will they, won't they?
I was like, this is the will they, won't they?
Yeah.
They did not do this right.
Okay, so I'll tell you my thoughts on it. So when they set it up in episode 1, I didn't see it there. I thought, just like you, I thought he was the quirky character. Episode 2, I saw them trying to do it. And I was like, yuck.
No. I was like,
I don't like this. However, by episode 3 and 4, I liked it.
Really?
I liked it.
Aw.
I like them together because at first, like you said, they set him up kind of goofy. I'm like, this
They did
guy's
not set
goofy.
it up.
I don't
Yeah.
like that. But but by episode 3 and 4, no, he was charming. He was witty. He's very intelligent. He's a good guy. You know what I mean? And the divorce between him and his wife was just clean. There was nobody cheated. There was nothing wrong. It's just that they grew apart. And then their little banter back and forth with little things. I was like, I don't know why, but I like this.
We'll see by episode 6 and stuff.
So you gotta see what you gotta do is cleanse your palate and rewatch 3 and 4. Because I think 1 and 2, I'm the same way. I was like, I don't like this. But then by 3 and 4, understanding that he's not goofy. He's a cool guy. He's just, this is who he is. He's plain Jane. You know, he's a plain Jane guy. Even when he met even when he met the lady at the bar and she flirted with him, he didn't recognize it for a minute.
Yeah.
It took him a second to realize, snap, she's flirting with me. So I like him because he's just he represents the everyday guy.
Everyday guy.
Yeah, I like it.
It's gonna be interesting how it's gonna continue and stuff.
Yeah.
I did like the scene in the house with the painting where he like threw it out and then he came back.
He came and got it.
I like that scene.
Yeah.
What was he?
Yeah, it was cool. I like the dynamics that's going on. I'm a little over the charity part of it, where it's like she's working at a charity. Come on, you $87 billion.
I would not be girl. Sorry. I would not be working at a charity. I'm like, no.
I mean, I know you're trying to rediscover yourself, and we need to have these other characters, like your cousin over here, who's a clown.
Yeah.
The cousin and the assistant. I know we got to move on.
Oh yeah.
But the cousin and the assistant, I love them.
Yeah.
I love them
because the assistant is finally learning. Like, let's make some real friends now.
Right, because the assistant just wants to leave.
Yeah.
He does not. He's like, ew, why are we doing this?
Right.
Right.
But the cousin is good.
Yeah.
It's gonna be interesting how it continues because I'm thinking about like the power dynamic between a billionaire and a regular guy.
Yeah. Will they?
be interesting.
Will they? Won't they?
All right.
That's your thing, Leia.
The audience, the critics love it. The audience is at a
They almost there.
52.
60%. That's not bad.
The show, I don't even know how many episodes there are, but
Yeah, I don't know either.
yeah. So let's see what the critics think. Though Lute has a more than capable lead performer and a talented ensemble surrounding her, this Apple TV comedy digs a narrative hole for itself that it takes an entire season to climb out of. I think it's talking about the charity thing because I'm just like, yeah, it's like it digs a narrative hole for itself. So it's like, where do you go from? Okay, so we have a charity, and then where do we go from there? Are we just gonna do like little charity, like
because
seminar
there's
things?
a lot of different. I know what it's talking because there's a lot of different stories happening. You have the will they, won't they. Then you have the charity stuff that's happening. Then you have the power dynamic with her friends. So there's a lot of stories happening. So what are you trying to be? Are you trying to be a comedy about the will they, won't they part, or is it you're trying to do everything? You're trying to have the comedy dynamics and with the charity. So there's a lot happening at the same time. So, but for me, because this show is 21 minutes long, 22 minutes long, I'm cool with it. If it was a 1 hour show, they've already lost me.
Oh yeah,
they'd have lost me.
Oh yeah,
they'd have lost me. But 22 minutes, I could deal with the
whatever.
Yeah.
Yep. The fresh reviews. Though Lute has a more. Oh wait. Well, that one's the same one. So, what is your rating for the show Loot so far?
I give it a 7.
I don't know. I give it like a 6. I don't know.
So you're with the audience.
I give it a 6. Yeah. Because it's a show that I would put on if I'm like doing something.
That's exactly what it is.
It's just doing
that
something.
That is exactly what it is.
So
when I am doing something, I put this on and.
What should I watch? Loot? Okay.
Yeah, exactly. I have nothing else to watch. Put on Loot. That's exactly. There's shows you put in that bucket where Loot. Boop. That's it.
Background noise.
But it's a good show.
It's a good though.
I give it a 7.
Yeah. Okay. Going on to Miss Marvel.
Bum bum bum.
Hold on. Okay, Miss Marvel. This episode, it was episode 5. And I enjoyed this episode.
You like this episode?
I actually did like this episode.
Did you rewatch 4?
No. I didn't. I'm not going. That's 2 hours. I'll give you 1 hour a week. That's all you're getting.
Okay. I didn't like this episode. I liked 4. I didn't like this one. Too much. It was too much. No, let me retract that. Not loved. That's a strong word. I liked the first half, where they went back in time and we saw how Kamala's family became, the little girl with her grandma, and all that. That was cool. I loved all that. It was cool to see that. I even got a little history lesson about, even though I kind of knew it, but anyway, I got a little history lesson about India and Pakistan. It was great. Then it got rushed because now there's 2 things that happen before they go back into normal time that just kind of took me completely out of it. And I'm sorry if it's a nitpick, but I got to do it. This little girl is playing with stars. Okay, the little girl at the train where she's doing the little light show thing. Yeah. Nobody.
Dad, stop. Yeah,
that took me out of it, man.
Sometimes you gotta.
I'm like, yo, come on. You could have done this a different way. I understand it was a callback to something her mom said earlier. That her grandma always chasing stars.
Yeah.
So it was a callback.
Right.
Come on, in front of everybody, nobody saw it. Okay, whatever. Okay, forget that. All right, that's my little nitpick. No, then when they come back to the main timeline, right? It's rushed. This gate opens up by a knife stabbing the bracelet. All this time, that's all you have to do to open the gate?
I agree with all of that because I think when I say I like the episode, I think it's because of the beginning. I love I think it's her great-grandma at that point. When she has to raise her grandma.
Yes, it's a great-grandma.
So great-grandma, I love that. I love the grandma stuff. Just all the backstory stuff I loved.
Right.
And then Miss Marvel came and I was like, oh, yay. And then it gets to this portal thing and I didn't even understand that part. I was just like, ooh, colors. At that point I was like, ooh, it's fun.
you got mesmerized by the colors.
I was like, whatever, colors. I didn't even care about the story plot at that point.
See, that's why it's not good, like. Because you didn't even understand what was happening. You just knew something happened and it was sparkling.
I didn't rewatch the episode.
You were like a cat with a. I had like a little red dot. You were like a cat.
Yeah. And then the bad guy? She's like, come run, and she sacrifices herself and then gives him powers.
I don't even understand what happened. All of a sudden now he got the same powers as Miss Marvel.
Yeah.
Right. Just by saying his name and going through the portal, she gets killed.
Whatever portal this is, what is this portal?
I guess
you don't know? Did it say in episode 4?
It doesn't say. They're thinking this is the portal that's opening it back up to their world. Okay. The one dude just assumes it is. He runs up, boom, he's dead. Or maybe he's not dead. Maybe he's transported. His earthly body here is dead, but his soul went back to wherever the hell they came from.
A Loki situation.
Right. And then now she's like, okay, well, it's going to consume the world. Now, we knew that was going to happen already.
Okay.
So she says to her, Kamala says to her, hey, you can't let this happen. I hate when they do this in shows and TV and stuff, when the one speech changes who you were. They did it in Thor too, right?
They did it in Thor. They did it in Obi-Wan, yeah.
I hate that. If I'm here to, it's like Terminal List. There was no speech.
There was no speech, and I'm happy there wasn't. I was scared that there was going to be that speech that's going to change him.
There was not going to, no. In Terminal List, there was not going to be no pretty speech, and he was going to be like, oh my God, I shouldn't be killing people, oh my God. There was none of that, okay? So I hate when they do that in shows. So all of a sudden, from episode 1 on, your purpose was to get back. Now, because this thing happened, and Kamala says, you can't let this happen. Oh, I know how to close this. And she sacrifices herself and closes it. 1, how did you know how to close it? 2, how do you know what this is? 3,
Dad.
how do you transfer the power to your son?
The thing is, we have one episode left, and I'm like, how are you gonna explain everything?
How are you
Honestly,
gonna-
no. The thing is that in this last episode, they had to explain the entire show, everything, like as if
In
nothing.
like 36 minutes.
It's like, what was the point of these 5 episodes? Like, I don't know, Dad. I don't.
Yeah, this show
Should have been a
this
movie.
show should have been a movie.
Should have been a movie.
Should have been a movie. It had been better as a movie, and it needed to be a little. Now that we finally got into, because it took me till episode 4 for me to get into this show. I loved everything that was happening in the B story, but the A story has been trash for me all the way.
Yeah.
The A story finally got good in episode 4. The A story fall back again now in episode 5, and then another thing. I'm sorry for the rant, guys.
No, we have to rant. We have to.
The red mask people, they were useless.
What is their
What was their purpose?
What is their purpose? I'm so confused because now are we good, bad, good?
How did they even further the story? In episode 4, they did because he was teaching Kamala something. Okay, great. Then they were just, he's dead, and then now he's off, gone somewhere. They were just there for a blip. Kamala now learns about her powers from going back in the past, but does she really know how to use it? And all we've seen all season long is Kamala do is create steps.
No, yeah, that's her whole power.
Her whole thing has been creating steps for her to walk or for somebody to walk on.
Yeah.
Or she can make her hand big. What else can she do? I don't know. Will we learn all of this?
Maybe
Will
in
we learn all of
episode
this in
6?
episode 6? It's
Like,
just trash.
That it
man.
really should have been. It really should have been a movie because I'm tired of like it happens in every Marvel show now where the person gets their power at the end of the episode or end of the season. I'm like, just give it to us.
It's trash.
And then people are like, oh well, the reason why it's like this is because you're supposed to binge it. Well, then why does it come out episode to episode?
Right.
If it's supposed to be binged, then give it all at once.
Then put it all at once so I can watch it in context. Otherwise, it's trash.
Because now it makes me think of the season, the cliffhanger at the end of this episode. The cliffhanger at the end of this episode, Dad, was so dumb. It was
dumb.
Like, it was like an explosion, and that it was an explosion, and then I'm
like, why was that a cliffhanger? Why was that a cliffhanger? How did it become a cliffhanger?
It just ended. I was like, what? And the thing is, Dad, I was babysitting while I was watching the episode, and I literally was like, what is happening? And the little girl was like, yeah, what's happening? It was just so cute.
The little girl doesn't even know.
She was just with me. She was like, yeah. But no, Dad, I don't.
What do you? Yeah, I'm speechless.
We're speechless because I would just love to see what the ratings are now. It's still up. No, are we? The thing is, sometimes I have to question myself.
I feel like we're the only ones that don't like the show. Like
Dad,
everybody else is like, this is the greatest show on earth. You two guys are fools.
I know. We have to question ourselves as critics because I'm like, are we wrong?
We gotta be wrong, Lay. Everybody else loves it. Look.
The thing is, we have to rewatch. I guess we have to rewatch the show once it all comes out.
I'm not rewatching this trash.
No, we have to because we have to watch it in continuity all
You
together.
watch it and you tell me how it is.
We'll see.
We need to edit. That guy who did the Obi-Wan, edit this.
No, right? Yeah.
Because I'm sorry. To me, and here's the thing. It has the makings to be a great show. It has the makings to be a great show.
It does.
If they have added 3 more episodes, if this was a 9-episode show, by now I'd have been like, you know what? This thing is turned. I get why they did what it did. Because remember, during episode 3, if you go back and watch episode 3 of this show, guys,
I don't know.
I said to you, I don't understand where this show is going because there's only 3 episodes left.
Right.
They have not shown me the protagonist and antagonist dynamic yet, and we're halfway through the show. So this makes no sense to me. If it was 9 episodes long, at that point, I would have said, okay, this makes sense. You're taking these first 3 episodes to build up Kamala Khan so we can learn her. Makes sense to me. But 6 episodes, I was like, this is not going to be good. And my point has now been proven because there's no way in the next episode they can wrap this right.
The next episode has to be like 2-3 hours long.
There's no way they can wrap this in the next episode properly.
Yeah.
So anyway, we'll see Wednesday.
I'm already laughing at this first sentence of this rotten review.
What does it say?
Really tired to get into this show. Really tired of this show. Like, this show focuses on cramming in every socially progressive element, which is fine. but then have forgotten about the superhero aspect, the powers, unique storylines. It's more angst than angry, preachy than powerful.
You know what? I have to fully agree with this review. This review is 100% on the nose.
I think it is missing the superpower element.
Yes, I think the purpose here. I think the purpose here of trying to put a social element into it by showing the back culture of Pakistani lifestyle.
I don't think that's the
hold on.
Oh, sorry.
It's been great for the show. I love it.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it's been heavily focused to the point where there's not enough time now to flush out the superhero part, which is why this show needs 2 more or 3 more episodes. Because I loved everything they did with the social commentary and the understanding of Pakistani lifestyle. I was telling Mom before, what I love about this show is I learned a lot. And it shows how we're all the same, doesn't matter who you are, right?
Right.
So it was great to see all that. But because they took so much time with that, it now robbed the superhero part, because this last episode, which should have been great, the first half of it was great.
Yeah,
but the second half was quick.
Yeah.
Powers, over.
They're having a pacing problem, because I'm loving the B story. I'm loving the Pakistani culture, but you gotta give it a 50-50 or 20, not even a 50-50. A 25-75, 25% of learning about the culture and a 75% of the moving along the MCU story. Because if you're going to be in Miss Marvel, I need to care about, the Marvels, I need to care about your character in some way.
It's not like this is going to go from this to season 2, then to Miss Marvel, to the Marvels.
Yeah.
It's going from this to the Marvels. Well, Kamala Khan's, I'm not going to feel anything for her.
I wish that too. And I'm like, okay, we're going to the Marvels very soon, right?
Mm-hmm.
And next year. Are we gonna? Is there gonna be any reference to the Marvels in this show? Maybe there'll be an end credit scene. That's probably
they're probably gonna be an end credit scene in this one. I would almost bet my arm that Brie Larson shows up
at the
end credit scene of this. So yeah,
probably. All right. We'll see. Let's see what the fresh reviews. We'll see if we'll agree to the fresh reviews. Mm-hmm. Episode 5 is a stunning example of the power that Kamala Khan has not just as a hero, but with her story as a whole. And it is an emotional ride towards the season finale. I don't know. I don't really care about the character that much for it to be an emotional ride.
Yeah, I'll let that go.
So what is your rating for this episode?
The episode itself?
Yeah, because we're on episode 5.
I give it a 6.
I don't know. Yeah, I'll give it a 6 too, because I'll give it a 7. I'm going to give it a 7 because I like the beginning. I like look at this picture. I like
this part was good.
Great grandma.
The beginning was good.
I'll give it that.
All right.
Okay, so now we are moving on to our theories and questions segment, our comments and things like that. We have a YouTube shout out.
Whoop, whoop.
So thank y'all so much for commenting on these videos, because if you comment, then we'll give you a YouTube shout out. So this week it was about The Boys. It was I think it was about episode 6, where I know we're already, the show's already over, but it was about episode 6. And Dante F said, I actually think they did not take the hero-gasm far enough, actually. I think they should have saved that scene from episode 1 with the tiny man climbing into that man's member. Because everyone was expecting a bunch of really shocking soup sex scenes because of how wild the comics were, where they had hero-gasm. So it was a bit underwhelming, because The Boys is crazy. I mean, a woman crushed a dude's head while going down on her. Homelander and doppelganger sex time, Homelander and his milk, and the sounding scenes at the start of the season. So I was expecting a really shocking moment, but really it was just a lot of nudity, but nothing really shocking that I've never seen before or didn't expect.
Thanks for your comment.
Yeah, thank you for your comment. And definitely continue to comment on our show, because that will, boost our channel.
Exactly. Thank you, guys.
Now on to our movie news. I'm excited about this one.
Yo, I saw the trailer for this.
I didn't even see the trailer. I don't even care. You know why?
Why?
Christopher Jamal Evans. I will be watching this. I don't care. I don't even care about what it's about.
You know the directors on this?
Who?
Your favorite.
Wait, no. Wait. Oh, Joe Russo, Joe and Anthony,
Yeah.
Anthony, yeah.
The Russo brothers on
The
this.
Russo brothers are on it. This movie's gonna be great. So this is The Gray Man with Ryan Gosling, Chris Evans, and Ana de Armas.
Don't know who that is.
Yeah.
I saw the trailer and I was like, yo, boom, done, ready. Tomorrow, let's go.
So what did you get from the trailer?
I don't know.
It's an action movie?
It's action for sure.
Yeah.
It seems like this guy's on the run and he's got some special skills. Maybe he's taken. He got some special skills. But I just love the shots. But it didn't give you any story in it.
Oh.
And I didn't really want to know the story. I just loved looking at the shots and I said, done. I'm watching this. It's on Netflix, so
it's
see.
coming out on Netflix, and it is a Chris Evans, Ryan Gosling movie. Do y'all need any more than that? Didn't think so. Okay. Okay, we got to move on to the next one here pretty quickly. So Heat 2 is coming out. This is you.
Yo, when I saw this, I didn't even know until production put it up in our slide. When I saw production put it in the slide, I was like, Heat 2? There's a Heat 2? Listen, one of the best. Have you seen Heat?
I don't know. Probably when I was like younger.
It came out in 95.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something. You need to go watch it now that you've got your movie brain.
Yeah.
Because you probably watched it when you were a kid or whatever. Well, no, you couldn't have. And whatever. Anyway, I'm going to tell you right now. One of the best movies ever and underrated movies of all time is Heat. It's a Michael Mann movie. It has some of the best action scenes, the best themes. There are several movies that have copied the process of Heat. There's a robbery that happened in North LA that was just like Heat.
Oh,
Okay,
wow.
there's scenes in Heat, and there's a robbery that actually happened in real life. When you see this robbery, like, holy crap, this is Heat. It's like the movie.
So someone copied it?
They must have, because it was just like this. But the movie is so well acted. It's such a great movie. I'm dying to know the dynamics of this and what it's all about, because I won't spoil it for you so you can go watch it. But there's some things that happen, like, where are you going from this? Val Kilmer was in the original one.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
The guy
From
was in
Top Gun.
Yeah. You got to watch
Let me
this.
read this first paragraph because I think it's interesting. It's been almost 30 years since the release of his criminal masterpiece film, Heat. And now Michael Mann is looking to turn up the temperature once more for the release of a follow-up aptly titled Heat 2. Mann's new work is coming out as a novel, but he already has his sights set a bit bigger. Oh, it's a novel?
It's a novel.
No, it says cinematic universe with upcoming sequel.
Yes, it's going to be a show. It's going to be a movie.
No, it should be a movie.
It's going to be a movie, for sure.
But that's interesting. You know, this dynamic is going to be really interesting with Top Gun because it's 30 years, or that one's 35. It's like 35 years.
This does not have the following like Top Gun did.
Yeah.
And Top Gun is a purely high energy movie. This is a thinking thriller.
Oh, okay.
With action. There's action in it.
Yeah.
But it's thinking. It's not like boom, boom, boom like Top Gun is. But the original people who watch this movie, they're all going to be back in theaters watching this.
Well, we'll be there. I know you'll be there.
For sure.
All right, next movie news is Stranger Things spinoff officially happening. So that's something we definitely have to watch out for. You're not in for it?
I don't know, man. Because I read this and I heard about this. It's not going to be involved in any of the original characters.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's going to be all new characters with completely different stories. And the Duffer Brothers will not be involved.
Okay, I don't care. Yeah.
Yeah, the Duffer Brothers put a statement out on this saying that, look, we've done this for 10 years already, and we want to do something different. So they're like, we're not going to be involved in this. This will be a spinoff, different characters, whole different universe, and it'll be based on Stranger Things.
That's gonna be really interesting what they're gonna do with that. Yeah. If it's gonna be in the same city or the same villains. Yeah. And I'll be watching out for it because it'll be on Netflix. So.
Yeah, I mean, is it going to jump to the 90s? It's going to be...
No, I don't want modern. Never mind. So probably like not 80, or it's already 80, so maybe 90s.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah. No phones. No cellular devices. Next movie news. Keanu Reeves and Norman Reedus are working together, and it looks like Daryl and Ted's Excellent Adventure. What is this supposed to be? While Norman Reedus is wrapping up his run as Daryl Dixon on The Walking Dead, his travel show ride with Norman Reedus is still ongoing on AMC. Do you know what this is supposed to be about, Don?
So is it Bill and it looks like it can be Bill and Ted Excellent Adventure, a different
Another
one.
Bill and Ted?
Yeah.
I never watched
The first one is great.
Oh, you watched it?
Oh, yeah, of course. This is a classic. It's Keanu Reeves before he was it's Keanu Reeves before The Matrix.
Oh.
Okay, so he was just Bill.
Goofy.
Yeah, no, he's actually Ted. Anyway, the first one was great. The second one, Bogus Journey, was trash. So it'll be interesting to see years later what they try to do with this. I don't know. It's not going to have that kind of following.
Yeah, I never watched any of these, and they were on Amazon, but I never was on top of it. Yeah. So that's interesting for people who are on Bill and Ted. The next thing is Bullet Train coming to theaters near you August 5th. We'll be on this.
Definitely be on this. Have you seen the trailer for this?
No.
Oh my God.
I need to watch more trailers.
Yo, the trailer for this is bananas. Bananas.
Brad Pitt,
and there's so many good actors in this. The action scenes are good. Bananas.
Do you know what the storyline here is?
It's about this guy he was an assassin, but he's kind of retired, but he's gonna do one more thing. And he has this suitcase. It's a MacGuffin, meaning that we don't know what's in it, but they're trying to get it, and everybody's trying to kill him for it on a bullet train. You know, in Japan they got these bullet trains.
They
go 200
fast.
They go 200 miles per hour. So there's a whole bunch of stuff happening on there. I don't know the full plot point. I just saw a lot of ass kicking, so I was like,
no, I like that. I like that kind of like that setting where that location of a bullet train.
Yeah, it's kind of like Train to Busan, but without the zombies.
Yeah. So that's definitely gonna be super interesting.
Yeah, it's gonna be good.
All right, and the first Dungeons and Dragons movie teaser will screen this month, so we'll be looking out for that teaser.
Yeah, I'll be watching it. I was never a Dungeons and Dragons player, so this for me is not as big. Now, of course, Dungeons and Dragons, of course, was in Stranger Things as well.
Yeah, everybody was all up in that. Yeah. So this is probably gonna get a good following.
Oh yeah, this a hardcore following.
That reminds me, San Diego's Comic-Con is happening this July. So I don't know why that just came out of my head just now. But I did want to let y'all know I will be on that if there's any live streams.
Yeah, they'll be.
I'll be on that. But I wonder if this is this is not Comic-Con.
Oh, it's the same type of crowd. So there's hardcore people. This is a big thing. So this is gonna be big. I wasn't part of it, but I'll watch it.
Yeah.
TV series.
All right.
Yo.
I think this might be the last movie news.
No, there's one more after this.
Oh, Christian Bale, Margot Robbie, John David Washington, Chris Rock, and oh my gosh, what is this?
I have no idea what this is about. I just know because of the cast. Color me down.
The cast, yeah, I'm definitely gonna be in this. So this is called Amsterdam. Insanely stacked cast. So yeah, I just said Chris Rock, Anya Taylor-Joy, Zoe Saldana, Mike Myers. Like, this is amazing. So I don't even care. What is it about?
The budget alone for this has got to be $100 million just for actors.
Just for the actors, yeah.
It's crazy.
That's amazing. So we'll keep y'all updated for this because we'll definitely be watching this movie.
That's done.
Oh, yes, The Woman King. This trailer came out. I saw this trailer and it looks amazing. Viola Davis is perfect.
Based on a true story.
Yeah.
Based on a true story. So yeah, I'm down to watch this for sure. It's about this tribe of women warriors in Africa. They were never conquered. Never.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, so it'll be good to watch this for sure.
And people are saying that this is the Black Panther that we should have gotten. Guys, just let it be.
Let it be, guys.
Let it be its own movie.
Yeah, it's gonna be good.
And just watch out for that trailer.
Yep.
So upcoming movies, guys, we have been waiting for Nope. Nope has been on our upcoming movies for a while.
It has.
And finally, I think it's next week, right? Is Jordan Peele's Nope, or at the end of this month, something like that.
Yeah.
And yeah.
I'm excited to see it. Jordan Peele's hitting on all cylinders. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
And then Super Pets or whatever.
Yeah, we'll watch Super Pets. Rock's in it, Dwayne Johnson. They're a good combo. So we'll give it a shot.
Of course. Yep. All righty, guys, we are at the end. Thank you for watching. Make sure to subscribe, share, like, leave a comment. It's free, people. It is free.
Yes, let's get to 2,000 subscribers and we'll teach you how to make your own Stormbreaker.
Yes,
we'll do a video on how to make Stormbreaker and Mjolnir if you get to 2,000 subscribers. So.
Yes, I love it so much. So thank y'all so much for watching, and we will see y'all next week.
All right, guys.